Good day, my aqua friends. Today we are going to do this beautiful sunset with a tall ship. So I'm starting off with the sunset, and I'm using a hacky brush, and it holds a lot of water. It's natural bristles, and I'm getting my paper good and wet so that we could have a very soft, pretty sky. Starting off with my lightest colors, I'm using some ochre to drop in the pink, and I am using Winsor Lemon for the yellow spot in the sky. The orange is Daniel Smith's Pyrrole Orange I'm using. And I am using neutral tint and indigo for the dark parts of the sky. If you guys are getting value out of this video, please think about subscribing and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. While it's still wet, I'm still adding color. When you get your paper good and wet, you have a longer time to play with it before it starts drying. I'm using a little bit of mineral violet to get in the purple tones in the sky. So I'm slowly building my colors and making things darker. On that horizon, I'm just kind of tidying up my line there. I'm just blending things out so that I have a nice line to follow when it comes to doing the sea. Lots and lots of water to make it nice and wet so that we could place all our colors down softly. So this is our underpainting for the sea. The sea is much, much brighter because of the reflection than the sky. So we're actually going to do 2 stages of the sea. 2 layers. Putting in all my orange, getting it a little brighter. And I am using indigo. Basically, indigo and the transparent pyrrole orange are the only 2 colors that I've used for the sea. There's lots of orange reflected in the sea from the sky. And I'm just kind of filling in the indigo where I have all my light areas. Wherever the white of the paper is left is where I'm covering it up with the indigo. Now, I'm working wet on dry so that my colors will be more vibrant and not diluted. I know it looks very choppy, kind of looks like I'm wrecking the painting by doing this, but it will come together. You just have to trust your vision, trust your planning. If you're not sure something's going to work out, practice it on a piece of paper first, a piece of scrap watercolor paper, to see if your idea is going to work or not. If you take the extra time to plan, you will have a more successful painting. So basically, wherever I did not put the orange, I'm putting the indigo. Plus I am overlapping on the orange, so that I get a blended effect in some areas. I am working on a 12 by 16 piece of paper, so putting in all of this sea, it's a large area, it's 2/3 of the paper, so it's going to take some time. Now that the paper's dry, I am re-wetting the surface just with some clear water. And the reason why I'm doing this is to get my strokes to be a little bit softer, a little bit more blended. Where I feel it might be a little too bright, I'm just taking paper towel and picking up some of the pigment. Okay, you could already tell that by adding the water, things are blending more and they're softer. While it's still wet, I'm laying down more of my indigo where I need some more of the blue. This is Arches watercolor paper I'm using, and unfortunately this has some defects. If you notice the circles on the left-hand side, that is a sizing issue, that maybe the sizing did not transfer properly onto the paper, and there's not much I could do about that. I did try to cover it up, but it just made the dots more of an issue. So live and learn. Sometimes that sucks. I still went ahead and finished this painting, even though that was a big issue. So be aware, even the best of papers can have some defects once in a while. That's the first time actually I've ever had issues with Arches, and I've been using it for many years. So what I'm doing now is I am picking up pigment with my brush and getting in some lighter areas that I see. So with a damp brush, I'm wiping the paint off on my piece of paper towel. There's a bloom that started there, so I'm just going over it with a very dry brush to blend it out. Just putting an underpainting of indigo where the ship is. And I'm dropping in the same indigo on the main parts of the ship as an underpainting. So you want to try to do as much as you can in between letting your paper dry. So since I was finished with the sea, I might as well go ahead and put the underpainting of the ship in. As you see from the reference photo, the ship is a silhouette, and so I am just going to be painting this in with neutral tint. Touching up, putting some darker lines in the sea. Filling in the ship using indigo. So if you have a really good reference photo to follow, your reference lines, the drawing that you did, you should be able to do this silhouette quite easily. All of the rigging lines from the masts are very, very thin, and in order to make it very realistic and straight, I decided to do those parts with a ruler and a very fine point pen. But right now I am blocking in the silhouette. Now I am going for the reflections of the ship on the ocean. My paint consistency here is like a milk consistency. You don't want it too watery. Getting in the tiny boats on the horizon. Finishing a spot that I missed on the boat. Okay, now that that's dry, I am using my fine tip pen with a ruler and adding in all the straight lines, riggings. Okay, and there's quite a lot of them. starting to shape up to be a pretty nice silhouette. The more detail you add, the more realistic and nicer it comes out to be. Now with a white gel pen, there are some reflections from the lights within the ship and on the water. So I am just putting in these very tiny dots. And I sign your painting and you are done. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this tutorial, and I hope you give it a try.